welcome back to my channel. I am here with another update on my post-gastric bypass surgery life. I have hit another milestone and I'm still trying to process it. I have lost, as of today, 80 pounds. What? That doesn't seem real. And yet, here we are, 80 pounds since August 9th, 2019. So just about 5 months, 80 pounds. I don't know how to explain all the emotions that I feel about this. I mean, it's not like it comes as a surprise, right? Like, I weigh myself fairly frequently, not daily, but frequently enough that the last time I weighed myself, I think I was at 78 pounds. So it's not like 80 is some like huge shock that it's coming out of nowhere. But still, it's just this like flood of emotions, and it's just, I don't know, I'm a bit of a train wreck, to be honest. I mean, obviously I'm happy and I'm excited and I'm grateful and just so many positive feelings about it. And then I look at my before picture. So let's just put the comparison up here. I look at the before picture and I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed that I let myself get there, and I'm sad for the person that I was. And I know I'm still that same person, but I'm miles away from her. I don't have the same thought patterns that she had. I don't feel the same way about myself and about life in general as she did. I have more hope. I have more excitement. I have more motivation than she ever did. And I feel so sorry for her. I feel so sorry for her. She lived like that for far too long, and I was in there that whole time. But I couldn't do it. And I don't want to come across as ever sounding like I'm pushing surgery, because that is such an intensely personal decision that I could never say to somebody like, you should do this. And I would never assume that I know better about somebody's health than they do. But what I can say is that if you are on the fence about weight loss surgery of any form, I would encourage you to explore it and to research it and to meet with a doctor and to really put some consideration into it. That's as much and as strong as I'm going to say about being pro-surgery. I'm just so grateful that I did this for myself and that I have changed my life in the way that I have. And it's not to say that there's not hard work involved in it, because there is. And I'm going to touch on that and my fears for the future. But I just feel like I've been given a second chance, and I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful for it. A couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas, we took our kids to Great Wolf Lodge in Niagara Falls, and not only was I under the weight limit for the little inner tubes that you go down these slides on, but I was able to climb up all of those stairs to get up to the ride. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, climbing those stairs, and all I'm thinking in my head is, I can't believe I'm doing this. And like, just this flood of gratitude that I could do it. And to put it into context, like, I didn't wear my Fitbit the first day, and I kind of wish that I had, because we were at the water park for like over 3 hours. The second day, I think we were only there for about 2 hours. And in that span of time, and I didn't climb as many stairs as I did the day before, but in that span of time, according to my Fitbit, I climbed 20 flights of stairs within 2 hours. Like I said, I wasn't climbing stairs for that full 2 hours. For like a solid half hour, 45 minutes, I was sitting in a wade pool with Bennett asleep on my chest, and it was so, so cute. He hasn't done that since he was like a little wee baby, but like I said, we'd been at the water park for over 3 hours the day before, and he was tanked. He was so tired. So he just put his head on my chest and he was sucking his thumb, and it was just such a precious moment. Like, I was so happy about that. But at any rate, 20 flights of stairs within probably about an hour's span of time. And yeah, my like heart rate was through the freaking roof. And yeah, I was out of breath. And yeah, my legs hurt, but I did it. And I could keep doing it. And it was everything. Like, it was everything. It wasn't just Barrie and Aspen who got to have that fun together. we got to take turns and I got to experience that with her. And if you'll recall, I can't remember what video it was. I think it was even before I had surgery. I think I was just doing my video where I was telling you guys that I was going through the process to have the surgery. And I was talking about how after I had given birth to Bennett, I had lost like 70 pounds during my pregnancy with him, which was born out of fear and pain and was not like because of healthy lifestyle changes. It was, anyways, it was a whole thing. But we had gone to our local rec center and they have one water slide there. And previous to this, I had never been on that water slide. Aspen and Barrie had gone frequently. Like every time we go swimming, they go down that water slide. And the look on Aspen's face when I told her that I was going to go with her, she was just flummoxed. Like she didn't even know that that was a thing that I could do because I hadn't been able to do it. And she was just thrilled to death. And now fast forward to last month, and I'm just so happy to say that it wasn't a shock to her that I was able to do this with her. And that is huge to me, that like we're reestablishing the norm. And now that norm is no longer Mummy's the one that sits on the sidelines and just takes the pictures or just watches Bennett. Now I'm like fully immersed in the fun stuff as well. And I'm so grateful for that. Now, with rapid and significant weight loss, there do come side effects. Now, I don't want to label them as negative because by comparison to how I felt and how I lived prior to the weight loss, these pale in comparison. These are not truly negative. So they're just things that I'm going to share with you. They're things that I have noticed recently and that I'm just sort of accepting at this point as being what they are. So one is hair loss. Now, thankfully, I have very thick, very full hair, so my hair loss is not really noticeable at this point. But when I shower, I do have to use like one of those like drain stopper things to catch all my hair because literally a handful will come out. Like it is fairly significant. It's kind of alarming, but like I said, I have a ton of hair, so I think it would take quite a while for me to really notice the impact, but I do see it on a shower by shower basis at any rate, so it's a little alarming. I was prepared for this. I've heard other people talk about it. It is just your body's reaction to significant weight loss. I can't explain it on a scientific level. It is what it is. It will eventually slow down and like stop altogether aside from regular normal hair turnover rates, but I have noticed it increasing in, I'd say, the last month or so. Another change that I have noticed, I don't know under studio lights whether or not you're going to pick up on this, but this little like smile crease in here is far more pronounced. And I also have, where is it? This one right here. There's a little wrinkle starting over here that I never had before. That could just be the passage of time, or it could be that my face has lost weight as well and I don't have as much like plumping it out as I did before. So with this here, there's not much I can do about it really. I have sort of started concealing it a little bit with concealer just to brighten it up and just get that optical illusion effect. The lights, of course, help when I'm filming, but in real life it is far more pronounced than it ever was. It's not a horrible thing. I'm not devastated by it, but it was a little bit of a shock when I first started noticing it. This little wrinkle here, I know it's been coming for quite some time. I will be 40 in 6 months, so wrinkles are kind of par for the course. They are the proof that I have been alive. I have done facial expressions. I have smiled. I have laughed. That laughter and joy is etched on my face, and I suspect it's only going to become more pronounced as time goes on. I could do the Botox thing. I'm not looking into doing that at this point. I'm 39. There's time for that down the road. I get a kick out of like the 22-year-old YouTubers who talk about their preventative Botox and all that, and you know what, to each their own. If that's what you feel you need to do or that's what you want to do, you go right ahead. I am not here to shame anybody for that. I'm just not ready to commit to that yet. I'm really not. It is fairly minor. I can see it, but like it's no big deal. Same with these little lines. I could get filler and all that kind of stuff. I am not prepared to go down that road at this point. I'm not saying that it's off the table forever, but I'll reassess that in the future at some point. There are other surgeries that I want to get before I start mucking around with my face. And that leads me into the next side effect, which is just everything kind of sags a little bit. That's just the plain cold truth about it all. I do think that I'm going to have loose skin to deal with. So far, my skin isn't loose per se, but you can see the effects of gravity. Now, in particular, my boobies. I have wanted a breast reduction for as long as I can remember, like at least 10 years, probably even more. Like I was in law school when I was talking about getting a breast reduction, and that is like the primary surgery that I will want to have done once all of this like weight loss has stabilized and once I've sort of reached the point that I'm going to get to and I've maintained that. So that is something that is on the horizon for me. Now also I can see on my thighs, I'm not going to insert pictures because I'm just not ready for that yet, but I think a thigh lift might be in my future. And the idea of that kind of terrifies me because I think it's going to be extremely painful. And really, I may or may not go down that road. I'm going to assess in 60 pounds or so, which is sort of the self-imposed goal that I've put on myself. And again, I'll assess when I get closer to it because I cannot imagine what I'm going to look like 60 pounds from now. Like I just can't imagine it. But thigh lift is kind of on my mind, as well as like a tummy tuck or at least skin removal on my stomach. We'll see. But things do get a little bit floppy. I got like the bat wings going on. It's not terrible, it really isn't, but at any rate, loose skin is a thing. But there is a positive side effect as well, and that is that my skin is showing a lot of improvement. So regardless of the smile lines kind of being more pronounced and all of that kind of thing, my skin is a lot clearer than it was. And I didn't notice that until I was sort of going back through pictures that I took back in like July or so. And I could see all the texture across my forehead and certainly down along the side of my nose and then up and around this area on my face as well. And while I still do have a few little bumps over here, they really only show up if I'm warm. I don't know why they rise to the surface at that point, but they do. And there's really nothing I can do about them. They don't come to a head. They're not pimples. They're just textured bumps. I don't know what they are. And my forehead is clear. This area, clear. I have one little tiny milia dot like right there that I just noticed today. That happens. Those things kind of come and go for me. I'm not really concerned about that. But I think what I give credit to is the amount of water that I now drink. I mean, I've always been good with water, but now I drink even more water. And I'm not filling myself with a bunch of sugar and like super processed foods and a lot of high fat content foods either. I still have treats every now and then, don't get me wrong, but by and large, my diet is a lot cleaner than it was. And so I don't have a lot of those like inflammatory agents in my food, and my skin is showing the benefits of that. So I'm very happy about that one. I didn't expect that. I'm now just 4 months past my surgery date. So 4 months and like a week. I'm noticing some things. And it's really just in terms of reactions to food. Food is still unpredictable for me. So I can eat something and it has no effect, and then I'll eat it again the next day or a couple of days later, and my body's like, nope, don't like that. And there's really no way for me to know what my body's going to accept and what it's not going to accept, because things that just don't ever bother me, now all of a sudden do. And then the next time I eat it, they don't. But it's really hard to figure out sort of what is going to be acceptable to my body and what is not. One thing that my body just does not enjoy is butter. I don't want to be too graphic about it, but when they do the bypass, basically they remove, like, what they're bypassing with a bypass surgery is the small intestine. So part of my, you know what, I'm just going to stick a picture up here and that's going to help. You can see in here, like the small intestine, food no longer goes through that. My duodenum, I don't know how to say it, goes straight to the bottom of what is now my new stomach pouch. So that's how I digest food. Got it? Okay, that picture is very helpful. Okay, so because my food no longer goes through the small intestine, I don't absorb as much. And that's between nutrition and calories and all that kind of thing. And my body doesn't get to break down the food as thoroughly as it did before surgery. And one of the things that it just cannot process now is a lot of fat. So when I eat butter in particular, and it's not like I douse things with butter, but if I have, like, I made the mistake once, you only make this mistake once. I had chicken wings. So first of all, fried. What was I thinking? Second of all, they were like a butter-based sauce. Delicious. Thank you, Jack Astor's. However, like an hour or so later, yeah. Let's suffice it to say, I had to throw those pants out. I didn't shit myself. Let's be very clear, I did not shit myself. But butter is oily, and the oil escapes. Draw your own conclusions. And now I'm very cognizant of what it is that I'm eating, and I'm very careful with regards to what I'm eating, because I don't want to do that again. I don't want to fart fat. Sorry, we're friends. It is what it is. If you go through the surgery, you'll know what I mean. It just, All right, I feel like I might lose subscribers if I continue down this road, so let's change tacks. Still in the same vein in terms of absorption, but we'll take a different picture of it. So I had to go at my 3-month mark to have an update with the bariatric clinic at the hospital. And there they did like a full panel of blood work. And I had told the nurse and I told the nutritionist that at that point, like, I was experiencing a lot of fainting. So if I went from a seated position and stood up, I would get tunnel vision. There were times where I literally did fall to the ground because of it. But as it happens, you become more careful and you rise slower and you make sure there's something to hold on to and all that kind of thing. It still happens from time to time, but I'm just more aware of it now, so I just sort of react differently. But they figured out what the culprit is, so I got a call maybe a week or so ago, and it is low iron. That's what we suspected it was, but it is low iron. So added to my mix of daily vitamins and vitamin D and calcium and vitamin B, I now also have to take iron, which I don't like because they're really harsh on the system. But to assist with that, I'm also taking vitamin C to help my body absorb the iron. So haven't got fully into that yet. Like I said, I just got the call about a week ago. Hopefully that's going to help, and it's going to just help even everything out and boost my energy levels because they have been lagging a bit. I blame it on just not sleeping well over the holidays because we were staying up late and all that kind of thing. But it's the iron. It is a problem that I have faced for quite some time. So now I have a plan in place on how to address it. I just need to be consistent with it. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is just relating back to something I said earlier in this video, and that is sort of fears for the future. I have a very long history of self-sabotage. I achieved success with weight loss, never to this degree, but I achieved success with weight loss, and then I tank it all for myself. And I don't know why, but I do. And right now I'm in this like honeymoon phase of bariatric surgery where I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted and I'm still going to lose weight because my body hasn't figured out yet what in the hell is going on. Like, it has not figured it out. It will. It will. And I've noticed that the weight loss rate is slowing down. So whereas I was losing maybe 4 to 5 pounds a week, now it's more like 2.5 to 4. Still a really good rate, but it is slowing down. I'm okay with that. That's good. But I'm just concerned 4 months down the road what life is going to look like. So I have said throughout all of these update videos that I am trying to establish healthy habits, and I think I just need to kick that into a higher gear now and really start meal planning and really preparing things and just knowing at a glance what the next couple of days of eating look like for myself. That's basically it. Like, I would say in terms of mindset, I'm still there. Like, I want to go to the gym. The only thing that's holding me back is that like everybody else wants to go to the gym right now, and I don't want to deal with the crowd. I want to wait until like February when people's New Year's resolutions have sort of worn off. Sorry to be a negative Nelly, but let's be honest, I'm sure that happens. So that's the plan, is that I want to get a family membership at our local rec center so that I can go to the gym, we can go swimming with the kids, all of that good stuff, and just really get more into the physical side of it, because that is going to go hand in hand with the diet side of it as time progresses. So I think once we get into the maintenance side of things, those are going to be key elements in terms of keeping me on track. Don't know. I'll let you know when I get there. Anyways, that is all that I have to say today, I believe. I'm just taking a look. Yes, I wrote notes. That is all that I have to say today. Obviously, I'm still so excited. I'm so thrilled. I don't know. There's so many emotions. I don't even know how to say it. I say the same thing in every one of these videos, like, it's so exciting, but it is. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. I almost forgot what I was going to say. What the hell? Anyways, be a decent human being. Bye for now.